Hey everybody, welcome back. I want to talk about something simple but very powerful that I've learned. Something I wish I learned a lot earlier in life. Today's video is about showing up. Not as a buzzword, not as some productivity hack, but as a way of actual being. See, I used to think that I had to be perfect, that if I wasn't on top of everything, I was falling behind. Very American point of view. Because in the US, it's all about output, speed, hustle, getting things done, never slowing down, make sure you keep going, make sure you prove yourself. And then I moved to the UK. And here, something just shifted. The pace was different. People were slower, but they were more present, more engaged, more there. It was in the long walks along the countryside, the unhurried, casual dinner in the beer garden, the way people actually look at each other in the eye when they are asking how you're doing. Slowly, I started to realize it's not about doing more. It's about showing up fully for the moment that you are in. But here's the catch. Most of us don't actually believe that that is enough. We think if we don't bring in the perfect version of ourselves every time, that we have to fix everything before we show up. Be more polished, more put together, more ready for anything. And because of that, we tend to hold back who we really are, what we really think, what we really want, and delay all of that for the moment. We ghost ourselves. We pretend our goals aren't important, and we dismiss people that are actually really valuable to us. I know that this is something that I did constantly when I was in the US. And even in those moments when I actually thought, or I was actually conscious of the fact this is what's happening, I couldn't really control it. I didn't really have the skills or knowledge or the wherewithal to stop it. When I moved to the UK, I started to learn, and something I'm still learning, is that showing up as who you are, your authentic self, without sounding too cliche, that is what actually creates real momentum in life. You have real connections. You start to really heal from all those wounds and hurt that you've been harboring forever. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to know exactly where you're going or exactly what the destination is on your trip. You just need to be willing to show up, to say, I'm here, I care, I'm trying, I'm doing the best I can, and I'm not going to give up. And more often than not, that's enough. That's all that you need. Because it's become such a cliche and buzzword, showing up tends to be something that people dismiss. But in reality, it's something we have to take seriously and really internalize. Because showing up is not about making sure you are productive. It's about presence, not about perfection. It's about putting down the phone when you're having a meaningful conversation or someone's trying to get your attention. It's about taking a breath before responding or reacting to someone else's words or actions. It's about starting something, even when you don't know what you're doing, even when you think it's going to be messy, even when you're scared. And it's about not running away from that fear and pushing through to the other side, even if it ends up being a failure. Presence is a practice. It takes discipline, it takes intention. But if you can master it, if you can take those moments in and really put it into practice for your everyday life, it can change how you experience everything, whether it be a relationship, a task, a job, even your own thoughts, even your own memories. And it's worth it because life is so much better when you're present in those moments. It all starts with just showing up for yourself, not just when you feel motivated, but more importantly, when you don't feel motivated. Eating a proper meal, even when you don't feel like cooking and you just want to order takeout. Going for a walk instead of sitting on the couch, watching some mindless streaming and going through your phone with BS social media posts. It's about saying, I'm worth taking care of physically, mentally, spiritually, if that's your thing, psychologically, even on the hard days, even when it takes more effort than it normally does. Because you can only show up for other people when you have that kind of clarity in yourself, when you have that rest, when you can think straight, when you have the energy and the ability to regulate your emotions and your responses. You can't be there for anybody else if you keep ghosting yourself. Because once you can do that, then it's all about showing up for others, the people that are in your life that you want to share these experiences with, this whole thing we called life with. You don't have to have perfect advice or solutions for people. You just need to be there. You just need to have your presence. A phone call, a quiet moment, an authentic text message or DM, a real "how are you?" with eye contact. That kind of presence holds a power that is insurmountable in any other way, something you can't possibly achieve by doing anything else but show up. People remember how you made them feel in that moment. People remember how you interacted with them in those moments. They don't remember how impressive you sound or what vocabulary you used, but they'll remember whether or not you were on your phone when they were trying to tell you about their day. The older I get and the more experiences I have here abroad, the more I realize that being truly there is extremely rare. And it happens to be what people crave the most with human interaction. And I end up regretting many of my interactions in the United States because I was so focused on being busy and being productive and getting to the next level that I didn't really take time to be present in a lot of moments where I should have. Now I don't have those opportunities. So this is what I've done to try to be more conscious of showing up more, and maybe this will work for you. Pick one area of your life where you know for a fact you've been completely checked out. Maybe it's your health, maybe it's your partner, maybe it's your child, maybe it's your job, maybe your community, your creativity. Just pick something that you are certain you want to put this energy into and that you are certain that you haven't been. Start being intentional about those moments that you have. There's no big promises. You don't have to be super dramatic about it in any way. There's no need for perfection either. Just be present. Just really listen. Not just for your turn to talk, not just for you to respond. Really listen, comprehend, and engage with what the person is saying. Put down your phone. Try not to be distracted. Just be present. Be in the moment with that person or with that task that you're doing and just focus on that. Start there. Because showing up again and again in that moment will show you the positive outcomes that come from it. Those are the moments that the magic starts to happen. And when you start to get that positive feedback, it's going to make you feel good and you're going to want to do it more and more. And you're going to want to show up in those instances more and more every day. And then it starts becoming habit. Then it starts becoming routine and you won't even have to think about it and you will automatically start applying it to all of the other aspects of your life. And remind yourself that it's okay to fall off the wagon, that it's okay to have a moment where you are on the phone when you shouldn't be and you're like, oh shit, I should put this down, or I shouldn't have this music playing in the background because it's distracting me from my task. It's okay. Stop what you're doing, fix the situation, and put the focus where it needs to be. You're gonna mess up, you're gonna get distracted, it happens, we're all human. But just remember that you have the control over it. And that showing up again and again and again in every aspect is where the true magic of life actually happens. I regret that I didn't figure this out well before I moved here to the UK. I wish that in the US I put more and more effort into my life and into my relationships, but all I can do is move from here. And I hope that all of the relationships and all the things that I'm doing now that I'm intentional in showing up for will be positive in the end. And if they aren't, then I have the power to change it. But at least I showed up and at least I tried. And I won't regret that.